So here we got to cut the 3/4 inch straps for our 3/4 inch buckle here. We could measure that out, straight edge it, but we're going to go ahead and use this Latigo tool. It has measurements on the inside. It has a little knife edge, razor blade right in there. I don't know how sharp this tool is. Oh yeah. Perfect 3/4 inch strip. So that'll be 1 for 1 flap. Be number 2. To the left side of the flap. And then we're going to need at least 1 full strip for the ankle itself. And this isn't the same thickness leather that we were using for the actual sheath. This is about 4 ounce. I don't know what they call this. It's just some scrap I had laying around, or I got from the craft store in one of the multi-bags or whatever. But it doesn't really have a stain on it. You can still dampen this and stamp it and wet it, or a dye. Actually, it is slightly dyed, maybe just a neutral tan. But I'm going to use a bison brown, dark brown dye, so it'll accept it pretty well. So we got 3 strips there. We should be set to go ahead and start fabricating the rest of these strips and straps. Okay, the next step is going to be cutting these out, and you don't have to do this, but I like to do it. It gives it a nice look. Basically putting a border around and then edging all these little pieces, the straps, the buckle straps, and then I went ahead on the cover plate. I went ahead and halved it, bordered it, and then beveled all the edges on it as well. Punched the 2 holes for the buckles to be attached for the rivets. Again, punched holes in the straps there. And then on this piece, I got the belt loop cut out. What else? And I got this piece right here beveled. Left this just at a 90 along here, and beveled the whole entire flap around the top side. Beveled back here and beveled along here, and then I went ahead and bordered these tabs here and then around the top along here as well. What you're going to want to do now is take a damp cloth and just start dampening the leather. This is going to set it up for the dye, front and back sides. Don't need to saturate it, just get it nice and damp. Get all the edges. Keep in mind, you kind of want to stay away from the welted area. We're not putting a bunch of dye right there, or if any. Go ahead and stamp the plum logo. I think I'm going to put it right here. Leather product that I design, I usually put the year that I put that together in. This next step, we're going to be applying the dye. Take your applicator, go around all the edges.
doing several coats.
Now we're just going to repeat this process about 3 or 4 different times. We'll get that covered nice and even. In my experience, it's about 3 coats, depending on how dark you want it. I'm going to go across the grain this way this time, kind of help even that out, the streakiness. Be applying liberal amounts. As even as possible. Just like I like my axe handles, I like the edges a little bit darker, so I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit more. Sorry if that's in your way. Get the edges a little bit heavier, a little bit darker. And try to blend that in best as possible. Okay, here we are after about 4 coats of about an hour and a half later, 4 coats of leather dye completed, fairly dried out inside. Didn't really get the welt area on this one for the glue up process. We got the face plate. Backside I dyed it just ever so slightly. Let's see, front side, here you go. Really see the grain and the leather popping pretty good. Snow seal. I'm going to apply the snow seal right to the edges, and we're going to burnish the edges. After the glue up, we are not going to be able to have access to these anymore. So we're going to do that right now. You're not going to need to apply much of that snow seal to the leather. It's going to soak it up pretty decent. Burnishing tool. Basically what I'm doing, I'm just rubbing that back and forth on that hard leather edge. Wow. So burnishing the edges here makes it really smooth. Smooth to the touch. Now we're going to apply the snow seal just where we dyed. I'm going to rub that in real thoroughly. Get that coated real well. Just going to protect the inside of the sheath. Longevity. Plan on this sheath being around for a long time. Same thing with the axe. My kids can enjoy it if they take care of it. But this will help prevent the inside from any contamination or moisture setting in. Just rub it in real good. Applied it to the straps, to all the edging. to the buckle straps, and I'm going to apply it to the inside and the outside here on both of these. I'm going to do that as well on the front and back side of this also. Still applying the snow seal on the inside here, guys. Just giving her a good buff, heating it up, getting it down in all the pores, smoothing out the inside grain. And I'm just using the same tool. This leather work is just kind of a labor of love. It takes a lot of time. A lot of time and a lot of love. The inside of that sheath is going to be well protected. It's almost like a freaking board. So stiff right now. It'll loosen up over time. With the burnishing all completed, we're going to move along with the process of gluing on the welds. You're just going to lay your welt down on there like that. At this point, we don't want to forget our little D-ring that goes on there for the loop. We're going to go ahead and rivet the buckles on right now at this point, so let's go ahead and get to it. So I'm going to use this. You guys can't see that. Sorry about the shadows, it's getting dark and late. A 1/2 inch rivet. Countersunk the hole for the rivet. I'm going to put it in the back. That way it sits nice and flush. Flip it over. Take your buckle. And then you're going to orientate the buckle to straight up and down there. Looks pretty close to me. You're going to pop your little washer on there. And you got this little tool here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Has a hole on this side. That's for driving the washer home. We're going to go ahead and send it. Seated the washer down. Because the shank on the rivet is sitting high, we're going to cut that off with a pair of dikes. And there we go. The dish end, and we're going to go ahead and rivet that straight on over. Done deal. Same to the right side. Go ahead and cut it off with the side cutters. She's too long. These are copper rivets, guys. They're pretty soft. 2 or 3 whacks. Send it home. The face of the axe cover right there. You want to check out the backside. Rivet sitting nice and flush. Recessed, basically. Same way with that. glue up on the welts has been completed. D-rings installed. Now it's time to glue up face plates. Now we're going to go ahead and rivet our straps to the back here. I'm not going to countersink these ones on the back side, guys. I'll sink back in. Good enough. I'm gonna go glue this up. I'm not gonna show that on the video because it takes a while for it to dry, but when I come back it will be all glued up and it will be ready for stitching. I'm gonna place a couple copper rivets in it. I think here, here, and one down here, and same thing on this side. And then between the rivets I think I'm gonna go ahead and fill it in with stitching. She's starting to come together pretty nicely. I'm happy with it. Few little flaws here and there. Once we get it all riveted and stitched up, then we'll go ahead and punch the holes in these straps.
Big wet dog. Oh no, you love the scratches. You love the scratches. Good boy. Sit. Sit. That's a good boy. What do you say? What do you say? What are you doing over there? Huh? Huh? Can you say hi to YouTube? So this is my 3-year-old dog. And we just love him. Best dog ever.